going on, guys, and welcome back to another Pokemon Ultra Sun and Moon Wi-Fi battle. Today, I have another never used match here. I am using the same team as I was a few videos back. Wanted to get some more use out of these bad boys. It's a pretty fun team to use. But yeah, so this is against Damon. Looking at his team, it's actually looking like a pretty good matchup for me. I do have some things I gotta worry about, including like the Vileplume. The Typhlosion could be bad. Obviously the Amistar getting up them shell smashes would not be a good time. But anyway, let's go ahead and just get right into this battle here. Alright, so I wasn't really too sure what he was going to want to lead off with, so I just decided to throw out my conceited Uxie out here, and he comes out looking nice and gold and stuff, a little bit sleepy, but you know, he's ready to go, as he ends up leading off with his Dodrio. So I wasn't really expecting that, but this isn't too bad of a matchup for me. I'm actually just going to go right for a Thunder Wave on the first turn, as he goes right for the knockoff. It's going to get rid of my leftovers, and does over half to me, which does suck, as I am at least able to paralyze this thing. I figure Dodrio is kind of a threat to my team. It's fast as hell, and it hits pretty hard, and getting a paralyze on that thing is going to be really useful for me. So now I'm going to be faster, obviously, because of the para there. I'm able to get up my Stealth Rock, which is really nice, and this allows him to go right for a Brave Bird. He breaks through the paralysis, and Uxie is just way too damn thick, and I'm able to live that with 5 HP, which is awesome. And I do actually decide to go for a Psychic here to get as much damage as possible before I go down. It's going to knock that thing down into easily killable range, as he actually ends up getting a full para there, which does suck. But at this point, I'm expecting him to want to switch out, potentially saving that thing for Death Fodder. He has a lot of things that can come into a Psychic, so I'm just going to go for a U-turn on the switch, as he ends up bringing out his big-ass Steel Snake. So this is going to give me a decent amount of momentum here. I can bring in whatever I want against this thing, and I figure it's about dinner time, so I'm going to bring out the old chicken leg, ready to kick some shit right in the jaw. And I'm guessing this Steelix probably doesn't want to stay in on this matchup. He's kind of just going to get destroyed by close combat, so he decides to switch out here. I go for the knockoff, as he ends up bringing out the Dodrio. Kind of thought this thing would just die to the Stealth Rock damage, but it lives with like 1 HP, and I tell him to knock it off, and then that's going to be a dead Dodrio. So down goes that thing, which is pretty nice, but this allows him to bring in whatever he wants, and he's going to go into the Vileplume. So Hitmonlee's kind of allergic to freaking poisonous-ass flowers, so I have to get out of here, and I'm going to go right into my Dodrio. Basically, just because I expected the Sleep Powder to happen here, I do have the early bird ability, so I'd be able to wake up pretty quick. But he actually just goes for a Toxic, which isn't too bad. I mean, honestly, I'm a glass cannon anyway, so I don't really worry too much about getting whittled down by the poison. So not too big of a deal there. But at this point, I know that the obvious play is to just go right for the Brave Bird. But he's got that big-ass Steelix lurking around, so I'm going to predict the switch into that Steelix and go right into my Pringles guy, as he does actually end up switching into the Steelix, which is perfect because he doesn't have a whole lot that he can do against Jellicent here. And I can hit pretty hard with Scald in return. So I'm expecting this thing to probably just want to set up some Stealth Rock or something. I'm going to go right for some Mustache Water, hit him with that shit, and unfortunately I don't get the burn, but it does about half, which is nice, as this allows him to get up his Stealth Rock there. So he sends him out of his jaw or something, and he spits that shit out. And I got Stealth Rock on my side of the field, which isn't too bad, honestly, but yeah, so now I'm just going to go right for another Scald, as he's going to go ahead and conserve that there Steelix. He's just going to switch right back into the Vileplume. I kind of just water this damn flower and make it essentially just make it grow better. It doesn't do really any damage at all. So and I don't get the burn. I never get the damn Scald burn these days. But yeah, so he's over there eating some black sludge, just chomping down on that shit. As at this point, I know that that thing's best option is to just go for a Toxic on the Jellicent. It does give his team a little bit of trouble here, so I'm gonna predict that and go right into my my Dodrio here, as he unfortunately actually goes for the Strength Sap, which is not something you see very often. It is gonna lower my attack and heal him up, which is pretty damn nice, to be honest. But at this point, I don't have enough attack to be able to actually take this thing out with a Brave Bird because that damn Strength Sap. So I gotta switch out of here, and I figure, you know, it is time for a damn Boar BQ, as I'm gonna bring out the old Embor, and he's actually gonna switch himself, and he decides to go into the Amistar. So wasn't really expecting that, but this is a decent matchup for me. I am gonna outspeed, obviously. I'm Choice Scarfed, and it's not really looking like he has a whole lot that wants to come in on a he doesn't want to join the barbecue. So the superpower is going to take care of the Amistar. That's nice to see that thing gone, because that's a pretty big threat out of the way, and I was able to take care of that nicely. So now he's got a free switch. He decides to go into the Samurott. I am Choice Scarfed into superpower, and I figure this thing's probably going to want to start setting up, and that's actually kind of scary. So I'm just going to switch right back into my Pringles guy, and this thing is actually going to dance with some swords, doubling its attack. But after running some damage calcs, I know that after the +2 from the swords dance, if this thing is running knockoff, I should be able to live it. I have a really solid chance to be able to live that. So he's actually going to end up going for the Mega Horn, which kind of threw me off. It turns out he actually doesn't have the Dark type move in using either, I think it's like Night Slash or Knockoff that these things can get, but it's going to knock me down to about half, and this does allow me a chance to go ahead and Will-O-Wisp this thing, so now his attack is not looking too hot there, so that's perfect. Luckily, Pringles didn't have to worry about getting knocked off, and this thing is a whole lot less scary now that it's burned. So at this point, I actually predict a switch probably into the Vileplume. Here I decided to play it safe. He is actually going to go into the Vileplume, and I actually decide to switch into my Uxie here. I know that I am going to go down to this Stealth Rock as soon as I send this thing out, but at least this does show me that I am going to be able to bring in a free matchup against the Vileplume. So down goes the Uxie, but you kind of did your job, buddy, as this Vileplume's still over here at full health, kind of just being an asshole. So I am able to now bring in Tripolar once again, and I'm just going to go right for the Brave Bird here, not making any fancy predictions, as he does actually end up staying in there. I almost went for the knockoff, but he actually does stay in, and the Brave Bird is going to take care of the Vileplume. So down goes that thing. Honestly, I haven't seen a whole lot of Vileplumes lately, but it kind of just reminds me that I got to toss one of those bad boys on my team because I fucking love Vileplume. But I am actually going to go down to my own recoil damage, which does suck, but this allows us kind of just an empty battlefield here, as I decide to go into my Vikavolt, and he's going to go into his Samurott. So he has 3 Pokemon left. It's the Samurott, the Typhlosion, and the Steelix. So all I got to really do here is just go for a Volt Switch. He is actually going to be faster than me because this jet is slow as hell. Even though I look fast, I assure you I'm slow as titties. But I go for a Volt Switch here that is going to take care of the Samurott. And now it's looking pretty good because all I really have to do is go into Hitmonlee. Once I activate that normal gem, it'll get that Unburden working, and then I'm going to be fast as hell, and then I can pretty much take care of the rest of his team, at least hopefully. So he goes into the Typhlosion. I'm expecting this thing to probably be Choice Scarf, which is actually pretty damn scary. But luckily, I didn't pop that normal gem earlier. All I got to do is go for the Fake Out, get a little bit more damage off of that, and it is going to give me that Unburden ability. So this thing's below half. Now that I'm going to be able to outspeed, just going to go ahead and shake the old ground beneath this thing, and that is going to be a dead Typhlosion. So hate to see it because Typhlosion's cool as hell, but you know, you just got Hitmonleed, aka you got Drumsticked. So that is going to go right back into the Steelix, and at this point, he has nothing he can do, and he's going to catch a close combat right to the old Jaw of Steel. So that is actually going to end up taking care of the Steelix, and that is the end of the match there. So thank you guys for watching. As always, go ahead and hit that like button on this video if you enjoyed, and don't forget to subscribe for some more Wi-Fi battles. I will be trying to upload more frequently. I know that I always say that, but I will be getting into some more battles soon. So peace out, guys.